Hi, this is Paul. I'm coming back with my recap for Battle of the Teams. This is week 7. It was kind of a slow week. It's only going to be 5 points. So let's get started. The first one is a 2-2 in 33 days from Jack Brohammer. He signed 2 White Sox logo photos. 1 and 2, so there's 1 point. The next one is out of Cleveland, Ohio, 301 18 days from Joe Nossek. He was a coach for the White Sox in 2 separate stints. You can see in the writing there. And then he signed 2 index cards. He was a member of the 1965 Minnesota Twins that lost to the Dodgers in the World Series in 1965. And then he's a member of the Ohio University Bobcats Hall of Fame. Not the Ohio State, not Miami of Ohio. This is Ohio University Bobcats. Thank you, Mr. Nossek. The next one is out of Tampa St. Pete, 301 in 18 days from Art Kusyner. He signed this White Sox logo photo. He was a coach on the 2005 World Series champion White Sox, managed by Ozzie Guillen. Then he signed an index card. He was a coach on Tony La Russa's staff during the Earthquake series in 1989 when the Athletics beat the Giants during the Earthquake. They swept them 4 games. And then Art Kusyner caught one of Nolan Ryan's no-hitters. He caught Nolan Ryan's second no-hitter. Okay. Nolan Ryan's first no-hitter. Okay, Nolan Ryan pitched no-hitters for 3 teams. And I'm sure Chase won't mind me taking up a little time here because, So he obviously did not pitch a no-hitter for the Mets. His first 2 no-hitters for the California Angels were in 1973, 2 months apart. Jeff Torborg, the late Jeff Torborg, caught the first one. And then this aforementioned Art Kusyner caught the second one, 2 months apart. One was May 15th, 1973. The next one was July 15th, 1973. And then his third no-hitter was caught by Tom Egan. I'm waiting back. I have a request out to him because he also played for the White Sox. And then Ellie Rodriguez caught his 4th no-hitter with the Angels on June 1st, 1975. Then his 5th no-hitter was caught by Alan Ashby, the Astros, on September 26, 1981. And then now we'll get to Chase's Texas Rangers, John Russell, who may be more closely affiliated with the Phillies, but he caught Ryan's no-hitter for the Texas Rangers on June 11th, 1990. And then Mike Stanley caught Nolan Ryan's 7th no-hitter for the Rangers on the May 1st, 1991. So basically, now, out of all of these 7 catchers, probably it's hard to say. A few of them were just backup catchers for the most part in their career. Alan Ashby wasn't. Alan Ashby was a very good catcher for the Astros. John Russell was a backup catcher. Mike Stanley was a top-line catcher for the Rangers, and then, of course, he went to the Yankees. And I'm not sure if Mike Stanley caught I can't remember if Mike Stanley caught Jim Abbott's no-hitter for the Yankees. I can't remember, but it's really so. It's just what's interesting. You can actually maybe collect a little subset of signatures for these 7 individuals. I mean, I already have Torborg. I got him IP at the Dodgers fantasy camp years ago. I just showed you Kusyner. I'm waiting on Egan. I've gotten Ellie Rodriguez before. He charges $5 through the mail. I've gotten Alan Ashby, actually, when he was a broadcaster for the Toronto Blue Jays. I've gotten John Russell when he was a coach for the Phillies and the Pirates, and Mike Stanley TTM. So just maybe an interesting kind of set to have, like something like shout out to Math Bowler. He kind of does stuff like that. So let's move on. Enough of that. All right, the next one is out of Tampa St. Pete. 101 in 20 days from Phil Bradley on a 91 Fleer. And then the last one is coming out of the Raleigh, North Carolina Research Triangle region. Barry Foote, 301 in 20 days. He signed the White Sox logo photo upside down. So it goes that way, but he signed it that way. So no big deal. Still counts. And then he signed 2 index cards. So 1 and 2. So 5 points, Chase. Put in the books. Exciting win by my New York Mets last night. Shout out to TTM Mike and this guy and Chris Cards in Oregon. Francisco Lindor tanks one into the upper deck for the walk-off. So over the St. Louis Cardinals. And I'm really not sure what kind of explanation. I don't know how many Cardinal fans watch, but I don't know if you ever heard there was like a puppet show back in the 60s called Kukla, Fran, and Ollie. So I'm wondering what Kukla, Fran, and Ollie Marmol has to explain that he didn't bring in his closer, Hazley, in to pitch to the top 3 Mets hitters in the bottom of the 9th, which was Lindor, who ended it. And then, of course, Soto, who seems to be coming around, and Pete Alonso, who's off to a massive start. So, but other than that, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope everybody enjoys their Easter weekend. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to everybody later.